Hey PJs, well welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing glitter slimes. This will be the other 3 slimes that I purchased during my Black Friday purchase from this shop. If you guys watched the first video, you'll remember that I purchased a total of 6 slimes, however I only reviewed 3, that way I could space out my review a little bit more. So this will obviously be the other 3 slimes, and if you haven't checked out that first review, I definitely recommend it. I already mentioned it in the first review, but besides the slimes, I also got their business card and borax, which was labeled. That's awesome. And all the slimes arrived safely, nothing cracked or leaked, and they all come in these screw top lid containers with her shop logo on the top and the slime name on the side. Starting off the review, this is cereal milk. It is a thick and glossy slime that is scented like Fruit Loops milk. You may have heard me talk about it before, but if not, there are a few reasons why I will get a plain white slime from slime shops. One of them is just the simple reason of sometimes I do like to get a plain slime. I just find that pure white like really satisfying, and I'm usually a fan of cereal milk textures in general. The other reason is I like to gauge slime shops, especially famous slime shops or bigger slime shops, of their capabilities in making slime. It's really hard to make a plain white slime like this one, even if it is like a cereal milk slime, stand out from the rest, especially when it is the same price, if not around the same price as the other slimes that I purchased, which this one is actually the same price as a few other ones that I purchased from her restock. So it's kind of like me trying to see if the plain slime is worth it compared to all the other ones that are all decorated. If you're really tentative, it could actually be a judge of the slime shop's workspace as well, because it is a plain white slime, kind of like how clear slimes, you can see right through them. Like if there's debris or whatever in a slime, which is gross to think about, it does happen, but it's kind of You could see it in this slime instead of it being hidden behind everything else. So you can see if they have a clean workspace, which this one had nothing in it, so props to glitter slimes. This type of slime can also be high risk, high reward, because obviously it is high risk when you're making a plain slime like this. A lot of people aren't going to think that the price is worth it. However, the high reward comes when people are really satisfied with the texture that they got, so they're going to be really impressed with your slime making capabilities. So the scent on this one was Fruit Loops milk, and it smells so good. I love cereal milk scents so much, and this one smells just like Fruit Loops, but you can still smell milk. And it's got like a slight hint of graham cracker to it. It just smells really cereal-y. It smells delicious. This is a cereal milk slime, so obviously it starts off very glossy and semi-thick. I usually find that cereal milk slimes don't have as thick of a texture as regular thick and glossy slimes. They usually have a slight jiggle to them, which I actually really like because I feel like that's more in line with a cereal milk like type of texture. I don't know. Once you start to inflate it, it gets really bubbly and foamy and almost has a pillowy texture to it. It feels really unique. It does leave some residue, which you guys just saw, but I had been filming a little bit before this, so my hands were kind of hot from playing with so many different slimes, so that is on me, and slimes like this typically leave some residue anyways, so I'm not worried about it. This slime was really fun to play with, and I am giving it 5 out of 5 pajamas. However, I would say it's not worth the same amount of money as the rest of the slimes. The second slime is Pastel Dippin' Dots. This is a clear-based foam slime that is scented like pineapple and vanilla, and it comes with a little spoon. Firstly, I want to say that this slime is so freaking pretty. I love the pastel foam beads. They look so good, and like a lot of foam slimes have like the really bright colored foam beads in them. I don't really see pastel ones, and it looks so good. And playing with the slime with the spoon was beyond satisfying. I didn't even realize it till I took it out of the container because it seemed so perfect that the slime was actually pretty underactivated, but using the spoon I could actually make like little scoops like if it was like actual ice cream, and it was just so satisfying to push into the clear slime. This slime is supposed to be scented like pineapple and vanilla, so obviously like a Dole Whip type of scent, but I don't really smell the vanilla. Maybe other people do and I'm just kind of broken, but I smell pineapple and sunscreen. I don't know where the sunscreen's coming from, but That's what it smells like. It's given me like really beachy vibes because it's like tropical, and then obviously the sunscreen. And obviously that's not ice cream themed, but I think it still smells really good. The bead to base ratio was definitely like a perfect 50-50, which I actually really liked because the beads themselves are bigger than a typical foam slime, I think. Maybe I just play with too many microfloams, but I don't usually see beads that are this size, so I think it's actually a really good ratio, especially when it's fully mixed together. As you can see here, it just looks so pretty, and it's not like overfloamed or anything like that, and I really like the ratio. It is a clear base slime, but it doesn't leave almost any residue, which is amazing. Even inflating it, it doesn't leave too much. And it always makes me shook when a regular clear slime doesn't leave too much residue. That is so amazing. And when it finally inflates, it has endless crunches and bubble pops. And since the beads are like those really soft ones, they're not like the hard ones, it feels really soft and it's just so fun to squish. And since that ratio is more like a 50-50, you really don't have to worry about the beads taking over, which does happen with a lot of floams. Like over time, the slime just kind of dissipates and then you're just left with beads. This one won't happen for a while. You can see as I'm playing with it, the foam beads are starting to fall out. And I thought originally it was because of the activator, because sometimes when you activate slime, the add-ins will just start to fall out. I'm not really sure why. They just kind of do. So I decided to let this one sit for a few days, let it clear up and everything before I played with it again to see if it was the foam beads. And sadly it is. When I played with it again, the foam beads fell out at pretty much the same rate. Sometimes foam beads just aren't meant for certain slimes. Like this one wasn't coated or anything, so it only leads me to believe that these pretty foam beads just did not work with slime. And because of that, I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 pajamas. Last for this review is Sakura Slush. This is a duo-colored icy slime that is scented like Ramune soda, and on top it comes with cherry blossom phemos and a sprinkle mix. This slime only slightly mixed in transit, which is absolutely amazing. I love when they don't mix, which I feel like everybody likes that, but it's just so satisfying to mix together. I'm also extremely biased about Sakura-themed slimes because they just look so pretty. I love Sakura blossom trees. They're one of my favorites, and I love the colors that they have, which this one is like a perfect Sakura color, and I just love everything about this one, and being able to mix it together, even though there's only a little bit of white left, was still really satisfying. The scent was kind of on the weaker side, and I wouldn't really say it smells like a typical Ramune soda scent, at least not the ones that I've smelled before, because they smell pretty accurate to the actual thing. This one to me smelled more like a fresh candy-like floral scent. It's like a floral sweet scent, but it was extremely light. I liked it. I just wish there was more to it, but that's my opinion. I'm always a fan of slightly stronger scents. When I took this slime out of the container, I was so happy to learn that it was a dry icy. I like those so much more than wet ices. I see the appeal in wet ices, but like they leave residue on me and like under my fingernails and stuff, and I usually have to clean off my hands before I can play with another slime, and I'm lazy and I just want to move from slime to slime, and I just like the dryness to these anyways. And like this one is defying everything I know about dry ices. Like it still has sizzles to it. I can even get pokes out of it and bubble pops. Like I'm getting the occasional bubble pop out of this, and that's so awesome. This slime is one of those holdable, spreadable, really fun to squish between your fingers type slime. It's really fun to play with when you're stressed because it's just so satisfying, very versatile, and I feel like anybody could play with this one. And if it couldn't get any better, it has minimal residue to it, even though it's an icy slime. Like, that's almost not heard of. It is so perfect. It also barely sticks to the table, which is kind of typical of icy slimes. They like to stick and stuff, and right here is pretty much the worst of what it did, and it really doesn't stick at all, which is also amazing. If you're a big fan of dry ices like I am, I would definitely recommend getting from Glitter Slimes. I've gotten one once before from her shop, I believe, and it was also just like this one, and they're so good. Like, icy slimes can be so hard to make. It's one of those ones that I usually give up on, so I just get them from someone else. And this one is so good. I used to have a lot of people in my comments asking me what slime shops I recommend for specific textures, and Glitter Slimes is definitely one that I recommend for ices. You already know this one is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. And with that, that is the end of this review, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far and you've watched both parts of this glitter slimes review, let me know which slime out of the 6 was your favorite. I genuinely love all of the slimes that I got, but I think Sakura Slush takes the crown. I'm just obsessed with the add-ins and the color, and just everything about that slime is so pretty. Now I am signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.